Well, well, finally happened today. I lost my fucking mind. Ended up checking myself into the mental hospital emergency. The fucking heat and the fucking noise hasn't stopped, hasn't let up. And with post-traumatic stress disorder, I lost my shit. I was running through the streets looking for fights, looking at particularly for right-wing Americans, because what I've realized is that I've been triggered by Trump and stupid Trumpsters. And I cut the two Trump supporters I knew in my life. One was my best friend, the only friend I had. Cut him out. Stupid people. I can't stand seeing people fooled after we've gone through so much of the same. And the way Trump fits every characteristic of a narcissist or even a psychopath, from the glibness to the pathological lying to the no shame, and these people can't see it. And then there's the Alex Jones fans, and it's just, you know what? And then there's the MGTOWs got to me and made me into a misogynist. So what I've realized is that probably the worst thing for me is the internet. Like, YouTube is freaking killing me. As much as I used to like it, I think I'm now addicted. And because I've gone through everything, not everything, I've gone through a lot of what I originally wanted to, it's like I'm ending up in places I shouldn't be just because they're stupid. They're stupid. American politics are a joke. The country is a joke. I'm sorry if you live there. I feel terribly for you. And I know I'm a maniac, but if any of you want to marry a cute little Jew and move into Canada, just send me a message, because I would get any of you out of there, even if I wasn't in love with you, just to save you from that horrible place. I mean, I used to go. Never went back after age 25 because I was late for my rent, and my girlfriend and I were running from the landlord. We were 17, and they pulled like 5 guns on us. Freeze! You could have shot us for unpaid rent. After that, I decided to never go again. But I got them back many times. I spent a lot of time getting America back. And I still hate them. I still fucking hate them. So today I'm running around the street, triggered, angry, just insanely hot. And I'm looking for an American to beat the fucking shit out of. I'm basically pushing into guys going, "You American?" I mean, I was insane. I didn't care how big they were. I was so full of anger that everybody looked away and ran, because I was just fucking insane. I was just losing it. I called my mother. I left her 100 messages to fucking get rid of that answering machine that still pretends we're a family. Never spoke to her. I just leave her messages calling her a fucking whore, a slut, a cunt, a dirty, every name in the book. I'm just sick of it all, you know. I see these guys getting demonetized or getting their channel shut. It reminds me when I was on GoFundMe and they closed my account after I got $700, someone donating. They thought it was, I don't know why, they didn't tell me. And then I think about when I was on PayPal, they closed my account for some reason, I didn't know why. And it's just, you know what, these American companies and American people in general, the American system is just fucking disgusting. And I hate it. And I have no qualms about saying it. I don't dislike Americans in general because I know some of the smartest and obviously best people are there. But they are the liberals, the Democrats, whatever you want to call them, the libtards. It's these fat... Oh, we see American tourists here. You know how we know right-winger? Well, they're about 350 fucking pounds. They're driving some overpriced, stupid SUV. And these are the pigs that are afraid someone's going to take their Oreo. Some immigrant's going to eat their fucking last Oreo. The pigs. Those are the pigs I would stab to death without an inch of fucking remorse. Call me what you will. So today I checked myself into the psych ward because I realized that I'm acting out and I'm a danger to myself and others. And I started telling what's going on. I said, this noise is just insane. Tell her my backstory. Tell her the noise and the heat's getting to me. And I just feel like I'm acting out. And it's not only Americans. You know, it's everybody I listen to. It's like it's MGTOW, so I see a young girl, or not a young girl, I see a woman who's not working. She's doing her hair or something, you know, outside flipping her hair, and I see all these men working hard, and myself, I'm sweating, we're all stressed, and you see the girls sitting there with their phones, and they almost walk into me, they're zombies, and I just want to fucking smack them, and I call them out in it. I called him out on it. Today I was like, don't you fucking dare walk into me, bitch. I mean, these stupid... So, it's not just the Americans, it's all the stuff I'm fed from the internet. Gets triggered in me. I guess it's just something that I've learned. Is like I'm susceptible, I suppose. Maybe we all are. You know. So I've decided to cancel my internet. I was much better off only using the internet when I absolutely needed it, to download, to upload a video, to do research. But I've been sitting here now for about a year, at least, watching YouTube, and it's just made me someone who I don't like. It's put me in moods that are not healthy, and you know, I'm under no illusion that it's not my problem. You know, other people are affected too, but you know, they're other people, and they probably do not realize it's a problem. You know, that's the thing. I do. And I think that the heat, I'll tell you something, I think when the heat, I was thinking today, I have so many things to say, but I'll try to keep it short because I really am pumped up and really not in the mood. When the heat comes on and I'm really hot, I think what's happening is I'm being triggered back to when I was a child, and my father would sneak into my bed when I was a little tiny boy, and he was this big, probably horny son of a bitch who just was masturbating. So he comes into my room to try to masturbate on my ass, and he's trying to hug me and get into me, and I pushed him away, and that was really one of my earliest memories of life. I mean, I don't know how old I was, 3 years old or something. That's when I remember that many times, and I remember when I was at my aunt's, who died of anorexia, her wedding, and I was a young boy as well. I was crying and screaming because the tuxedo was making me too hot. And I ended up running into the bathroom. I was supposed to be like one of the little boys who, whatever you call it, the flower boys or whatever, it's flower girls, whatever they're called, little page boys. I was supposed to be a page boy, but I was too hot, and I screamed and yelled and threw a tantrum, and I ran into the bathroom and ripped off my clothes, and I wouldn't come out. So, you know, this isn't new for me. It's really the overheating makes me insane, and I really must be something to do with that early trauma. Because it's pretty abnormally strong, and I was thinking that, you know, maybe that's how my aunt's anorexia was activated. Every time she saw food, that reminded her of her trauma when she had no control. Because what my mother was doing was feeding her so horrible. What she was feeding my aunt fattening food in her food. So she would ask for, anyways. I told you guys. The one example my mother gave away, she projected onto someone else who I confronted, and he was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, okay, my mother did it to her. It makes sense. My mother did it, projected on everybody. She told me that some guy, and I think what my father did, she told me that my friend's father put his hand on a girl's leg on the bus, and that may have been my father. So maybe that's all he was really charged with, putting his hand on a boy's. You know, maybe it wasn't such a major crime. I don't know. But in Mexico, he had a major crime, because when I went to the police, they asked me about, did he have something in another country, and that was a $250,000 damage that they had to pay to get my father out and into Canada. So he raped the boy. Must have been. If he didn't kill a boy, I don't know what he's capable of. So I'm thinking that, so my mom was feeding her little sister extra fattening butter in her food, so that her little sister would become a fat girl, so my mother would still be the beautiful one. Whatever. Disgusting. My mother's gross. And that's why when I think about those things, I pick up the phone and her answering machine is on, I just fucking call her every name in the book. Let her know everything I know about her. She was disgusting to me. I remember my parents, when I was kids, playing peekaboo with me. Both of them did this, and they would kind of look around the door and go peekaboo, peekaboo. And then after 3 or 4 times, they would go like that, and they'd run away and laugh. I'd hear them running away laughing. So of course I don't have object constancy. You know, they were fucking with me. It wasn't by mistake. See, the thing is, a lot of people, we think that our parents, the narcissists or the psychopaths, did things because it was the best they could do. It wasn't like, it wasn't their fault really. It was, they were damaged, so they tried to raise us, but they couldn't. No, the more I'm remembering about my parents is they were actually torturing us. Up until I was 45, up until I cut and loose. My mother, in particular, I don't know if my father was so much a torturer. He was a psychopath. He liked to do things, get what he could, and get out. And that's the way he always spoke about everything, with business. And my mother was someone who just liked to linger and cause trouble, right? That's why she was in the marriage in the first place. Any other woman would have said, I'm not getting married to some gay man for money, but my mother probably saw a lot of trouble she can cause, right? She can get control of money, she can control this guy. Anyways, control the kids. So I think that with my aunt, probably, like when I get hot and I'm triggered by the heat because of what happened when I was young, it might be with my aunt too. Every time she saw food, she was triggered to her youth when she had no control over her weight, and so she just couldn't eat it. Just like when I'm triggered by the heat, I just cannot resist wanting to beat the living shit out of another man. I just want to kill somebody. And I tell you, I've never felt this before. I really have not felt this. And I remember when I started out this channel, I was like, I wanted to feel what it was like to be a psychopath. And I'm going to tell you something. This was the reason I recorded the video, now I remember. I don't think psychopaths are psychopaths. I mean, I don't know where we're talking about these, what I know about psychopaths, at least the ones I know, my father and my ex-girlfriend. They're not nearly as scary as borderlines. I know a few borderlines, and I'm scared of all of them. They are fucking insane. I mean, I'm scared of myself. That's why I went to the mental hospital today. But I think about this girl I know who has a borderline, and she scares me. And I've seen her chase a guy down the street 3 times his size, and he was running for his life. And that guy who has borderline too, they're friends, see. I ended up meeting him, and I was scared of him. He was fucking angry. I mean, he didn't threaten me or anything, but he was just an angry guy. You can just see that if you said the wrong thing, he was gonna fly off the fucking handle. And that's the way I am. And I just think about some videos I'd seen, 2 years ago. I remember watching one by Sasha, and it was about how borderlines are worse. I really think we are. Not worse people, we're not more malevolent, but my God, we could be more dangerous because we don't have the self-control. A psychopath is a cold-blooded creature. My ex-girlfriend, when she knew the cops were involved, she pulled back. And when she sees me, she avoids me. But I still try to antagonize her. And that's the thing about borderlines, that I think it's very dangerous to be a borderline or to have one around you, because they will antagonize you. If you've hurt them, or if you fall into their target, they're not, we're not shy, and because we have a self-destructive angle, we're not afraid to get into a fight. We're not afraid to end up in prison. We're not afraid of anything. We just want to do it. We don't want to do it. We just have to. And that's the difference. I think a psychopath wants to, so they have the ability to hold back. They're definitely not as emotionally, they're cold-blooded, and we're the hot-blooded ones. And to give you an example, I have, maybe I've mentioned it, that girl who's borderline, and I really like her. It's the funny thing. I see a good person in her, and when she's not triggered, and she's not in her, when I see her in the street and she's not like this, she's like a great girl. And we always talk like we should get together, and it's like we feel love. And then I'll see her a few days later, and either I will be triggered, or more likely she, because she has a lot more problems, I guess, a lot more narcissists in her life, that she's disgusting. I get totally turned off. And I'm sure I'm the same way. I'm sure there's people in this neighborhood who absolutely hate me. I have verbally attacked so many people. So that being said, I just want to say that for now, I think I've had a lot of problems, and I think that it's coming down to my mind is not as clear as it used to be, and it's this YouTube addiction, and in particular this Donald Trump stupidity. I cannot believe how many, and this Alex Jones stuff. Oh my God, have you guys listened to him? And people believe him. Now, how could I talk about my feelings? Be honest. On the same platform that these losers are listening to this. Look, I actually like Alex Jones because he's a comedian. For me, he's an actor. and he's having a good time. And he probably can't believe it either. I've seen some videos where he actually said he couldn't believe. You know, you can see he's like, fans were chasing him, and he's like, you know, uh, maybe he started out with good intentions, but eventually he realized, well, I'm running out of stories, and there seemed to buying everything, so he started to get more and more outrageous. Anyways, I don't really want to talk about that stuff, but that's the reason why I'm going to leave the internet. I'm pretty sure. You know, unless you see me pop up again on Saturday night, because I'm going to make the decision by Sunday, by the weekend. I know I should do it. I should let it go. I can always use it when I need it. And I just got to get away from all that stuff. I mean, it's lunacy. Like, I live in a nice Canadian city with more or less human beings. And this American garbage is just garbage. It's like narcissistic stupidity on a platter. I mean, it's great. In a way, it's wonderful that there's all kinds. But, you know, obviously when I get triggered from other things, I make a relation, because my parents were card-carrying conservatives, you know. They played that all the way up to the end. And yet, child molester, gay, lesbians, you know, crack addict, psychopaths. They're not conservatives. They're just psychopaths. And conservative is like the one who screams the loudest, so it's the easiest one going to. But I would never be a conservative. I don't have a conservative bone in my body, other than maybe within a relationship. I don't believe in cheating on a girlfriend or having three-ways or something, so I'm kind of sexually conservative. You know, in that way, monogamy. But anyways, I don't talk about stuff anymore. It's not the purpose of the channel. I've lost my mind. I don't know if I'll get it back, but next time I see you, I don't know when it'll be. It's been the roughest goddamn time, and I really think it's from the heat, because it's cool tonight. I just feel a little more relaxed.